These exhibitions have been paired together to provide a powerful understanding of the root causes of addiction and its impacts on the individual, on our communities, the environment, and society.
State epidemiologist Dr. Michael Landon stated that historically in New Mexico, there have been more substance abuse and more negative consequences of substance abuse than in most states. According to a 2016 article in the Albuquerque Journal by staff writer Oliver Idebrock, a nationwide survey of high school students found that New Mexico youth report some of the nation's highest rates of drug abuse across a range of illegal substances. It ranked second highest for cocaine and ecstasy, fifth highest for methamphetamine, and eighth highest for heroin. New Mexico's children are our future, and educating our youth and providing them with information is critical in turning this tide. Recently, a mother and father brought their sons to an exhibition preview. That night, the mother wrote us a note, sharing a conversation that took place at home that evening with their older son. She stated, he wanted to talk about the exhibit. He described many parts of it. It is very obvious to us that he had been processing the material in the exhibit the rest of the day. It was thought-provoking, and it caused him to think about babies and children who don't have parents who care for them well because of drug and alcohol abuse. He also wanted to talk about the side effects of taking drugs and signs your children are using. Consequences are so important, and they are hard things to communicate to children in a formative age. I am so grateful that this information and exhibit made a significant impression on him. Brain, the Inside Story. It explores the way the human brain works, specifically as it relates to senses, emotions, thinking, how the brain ages, and how technological advances may change our brain. These exhibits should really be viewed as a pair because the brain exhibit is an excellent companion to this exhibit. It helps explain the chemistry and anatomy and why humans are susceptible to drug addiction.
This exhibit is a perfect match with the Natural History and Science Museum's mission of igniting a passion of lifelong learning, particularly by young people, and especially about science. It also complements your present exhibit about the human brain, because much of what we do at DEA, from scheduling drugs to the development and enforcement of our nation's drug laws, relies on science. This exhibit tells the incredible story about what the nearly 10,000 men and women of the Drug Enforcement Administration do every single day to protect our nation from illegal drugs. It connects their service and the sacrifices in places as near as the streets of Albuquerque and as far away as Afghanistan to the goal of preventing the extraordinary pain, anguish, and loss that comes with drug use. We are here in New Mexico because, like many other places around the country, you've experienced the violence that comes with drug trafficking and the pain and death that follows, with nearly 500 New Mexicans dying of drug overdoses in 2017. This exhibit is one way we can inform the public and help people of all ages make good choices by getting smart about drugs.
Those of us who call New Mexico home know that it is no stranger to the challenges posed by drug abuse. Here in New Mexico, as the administrator mentioned, our rate of overdose deaths is intolerably high. And the secondary consequences of drug abuse feature all too prominently in our cities, our towns, our schools, and our neighborhoods. This exhibit provides a critical avenue to educate the public, including the many youth that are here today, about the dangers associated with illegal drug abuse. The dangers that are highlighted in this exhibit include not just dangers to personal health, but overall harm to society caused by the illegal drug trade. Part of that solution is education, as we can see through this exhibit today. Educating the public on the dangers of drug abuse is a step in the right direction. So it is my distinct hope that as many people as possible get the opportunity to experience this powerful exhibit and to take from it the powerful lessons that it has to offer. Every family and every young person that we can reach through this exhibit and other educational efforts represents perhaps one less defendant in a courtroom years from now, or one less life ruined by the scourge of drug abuse.
The trafficking and abuse of illegal drugs currently pose a significant threat to the health and safety of New Mexicans. Traffickers do not give a second thought to the devastation they cause to the lives of their victims or the accompanying crime and violence that often result in the communities they invade. Unfortunately, New Mexico also has one of the highest rates of drug overdose deaths in the United States. By educating the public through this event and others like it, we will continue to arm our citizens with the information they need to make the right choices and hopefully change these devastating statistics.
To say that our country and the city of Albuquerque has a drug problem is a huge understatement. There are more than 70,000 deaths across the nation from drug use, mostly opioids, and these are more deaths than are caused by car crashes and criminal violence. I know from personal experience that substance abuse is a major factor that drives crime in our city. It also is directly related to thousands of ruined lives and destroyed families. It's a huge epidemic. TV shows like Breaking Bad perhaps give our city a bad image. We do have a major problem here, and meth and opiates drive that problem. It's nothing to be proud of. Although New Mexico has seen a decline in recent years, we still rank as 15th highest in the nation for opiate overdose deaths.
We took a report from our narcotics unit, and the information that we found is that what's most prevalent in our community in the metro area, the two major drugs being trafficked and used are heroin and methamphetamine. The reason for that, street prices have dropped drastically, making it more affordable and accessible to the youth. They want to get it into the mainstream of our nation, and they're having success because what we're seeing is the average age of users is dropping significantly, and we've had actually users all the way up to 12 years of age, which is very concerning for us. The last 6 months, our narcotics units have seized 40 pounds of methamphetamine, 20 pounds of heroin, and have taken 30 firearms off these people that are actually distributing these narcotics. The drug addiction epidemic has a direct correlation between violence and property crimes in the metro area also. We're finding that these people that we are arresting are giving us significant information on some of these cases that have to do with homicides and other violent crimes that they're committing in the metro area. So this has a huge impact on us enforcing this.
All this is about education, educating our community, and making our community a better place. And we just thank you all for being here and for your attention. Through this exhibit and in combination with meaningful programs, we can make a difference. But we're all in this together. So as you all can see, there's all of us back here, a lot of the community members. It takes all of us to make really good things happen in the community. And you guys are the future, and you're going to be a part of that. And I know that I'm confident that you will.
If for no other reason parents and children use the exhibit as a discussion point for dinner. That's so critical because it can open, parents don't know how to talk, your parents don't know how to talk to you about drugs, just like I didn't know how to talk to my daughter about drugs when I was a DEA agent. It's no different today than it was then. And if you can go through the exhibit, particularly with your parents, it gives you an opportunity at a starting point to begin a discussion. Albuquerque is one of the DEA 360 strategy cities that is being focused on with special attention to do something about the opioid epidemic in this country. It's one of the very special locations that DEA is going to focus its efforts and try to make a difference.
You will learn how international drug trafficking organizations and criminal gangs distribute countries of drugs, DEA's active industry. Today, local funding died from drugs. Today, local funding died from drugs. That's the game. Local funding what will rise to the drug overdose? You'll learn how drugs affect your body and about the dangers they pose, not only to drug abusers, but to their families, friends, and communities.
Storage. It was in Austin. Okay. It was in Austin for about 5 months, and they had to close early. It was
You'll learn how drugs affect your body and about the dangers they pose, not only to drug abusers, but to their families.
Every part that moves, legs, fingers, lips, there's a corresponding area of Leia's motor cortex that controls those movements. Part of her limbic system has triggered specific areas in her brainstem that this brain takes in constantly changing inputs from all her senses. At the same time, her brain continually sends new outputs. Cortex neurons allows us to think, talk, plan ahead, and direct our actions. Notice how the outer portion of the cortex onto the rest of the body. Vital functions such as breathing,
you actually buy them down. MGMT.
Remember when you learned to tie your shoes? At first it was difficult, then it became easy. And that's because after practicing many times, practicing any skill over and over again creates more efficient neural processes and stronger memory.